Greetings everyone, my name's Dom and I've been very busy and I'm very tired, but today I'm bringing you guys my setup. I'm going to be touring you guys around the base that I use to create my videos every single day for you guys. I game here, I eat here, and I sleep here. So let's take a look around. So this is what you see when you walk into the room. You have my desk set up there, you have my sleeping area and sort of like couch gaming area there. This is my TV hooked up to a HDMI cable that runs all the way around the room and connects to my PC. And then you have my little corner here, which is used to store PC cases or PCs which either have built or are going to be built. Let's start off with our wardrobe, or with my wardrobe. In here, I know you can't really see it, let's whack this up. It's going to be very grainy and I apologise for that, but up here we have my boxes for my hardware. This shelf is very unorganised, but it's just basic things. This is my only organised shelf in here. This is my utility shelf. Here I've got polish, camera gear, it's like microphone, money split up into euros and pounds, PC cleaning stuff and whatnot, and then at the bottom that's a boob there, and just a load of miscellaneous wires like kettle leads and stuff like that. Oh, here we go. So the chair I'm in is just like a generic chair off Amazon. There's nothing really nothing too great to ride home about, to be fair. Alrighty, so this is my setup, my desktop setup. We'll go from left to right, and then we'll talk about the PC underneath the desk. Okay, so starting with our monitor on the left here, this is the Acer XP270HU. This is 144Hz IPS G-Sync 1440p, 27 inches, and it is one hell of a monitor. This is the monitor that I use for competitive gaming. This is the one that I use more for casual gaming, or I don't know, just, you know, normal games. These are my two speakers. These are the Creative Gigaworks T40 IIs, Series 2 I think. They're incredible speakers. Like, I think they only cost about 80 quid, 80, 90 quid, and they sound superb for the price. On the left here we have my watches. So this is the one that I use every single day. This is the one that my girlfriend got me for Valentine's Day. This is a fancier one. This one's actually a fake. If it was real it would cost 80 grand. But yeah, it's cool. It's got like a mechanical back that you can see ticking. There you are. Sort of see that. Sorry. This is my little utilities box. There's like screwdrivers and what in there. And this little baggie, this little pouch here. Oh, one-handed. Come on. There we go. This is my knife. It's not really built for one-handed people. There we go. It's a beautiful knife. As you can see, it's Damascus steel. Very nice to hold. And just sharpened it so it is quite sharp as well. These are pretty cool. These are like some vinyl coasters which I got at Mankind before it got shut down. Sad about that. Underneath there you can sort of see like little light. That, there it is my Lifex Color 1000 bulbs. These are actually provided by Lifex themselves, so props to them, although I got them a while ago now. This is the Ergotech Freedom Arm. It's a great monitor arm and allows me to game much more comfortably whenever I'm running at, you know, I want to do the higher FPS kind of games like CSGO or Battlefield 1. It means that I can just easily maneuver it outwards and twist it around and do whatever, really. Oh god, I have to put this back. It's much easier with two hands, I promise. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, next up is our keyboard. This is the Anpro RGB. It's a 60% mechanical keyboard with my favourite all-time switches, Gateron Blues. Awesome, huh? To the right of our keyboard we have a Roccat Cone XTD. This is a optical mouse. It's a very good sensor in this one. extremely accurate, extremely comfortable, and all the buttons are so satisfying to press, even down to the left and right mouse clicks. I did have, I'll show you, I did get a Logitech G502, but I just couldn't get used to it. The action, like the tracking, was nowhere near as smooth as this one. The left and right scroll wheel clicking was nowhere near as nice and as tactile as this one. There wasn't as many buttons. Actually, yeah, I think there was, but like, I don't know, the button placement was a bit weird, and this one just feels so much nicer. This one's quite old now. I've had this one since 2015, but it has never done me wrong. I don't usually tend to upgrade my mice too often. Our mouse is resting on the Corsair Polaris MM500, I think it is, or MM800. This is the Corsair Polaris RGB mouse mat. It's very nice, and it's actually very nice to track with. I used to have like a soft touch one, which is now being used over by my bed. But once I got used to this, and I like the RGB lights, once I got used to it, I just decided to stick with it. So this was a coaster that I made. It's disgusting now. This was a coaster that I made when I was about, I don't know, 6, I think, in Beavers. That's like 2 down from Scouts. Without missing it, this monitor is the Microboard M340CLZ. Now this is getting shipped off today. This monitor here is insanely good. This monitor is 3440 by 1440. It's 21 by 9. FreeSync if I ever wanted to go to AMD. It is a VA panel. Colours are pretty good now that I've calibrated it. I'm sure you can't tell much of a difference between the IPS and the VA. And it's 100 Hz as well, so nice high refresh rate. Not as high as this one, but it definitely does make games feel very nice to play. Now up here we have our microphone. This is the Rode NT USB. It is a very good microphone, and it's the microphone that I use for all of my commentaries, all of my gameplays, all of my unboxings and reviews, and I have had many people say that it sounds very sexy, and indeed it does. It has quite a few features, so you get to listen to yourself if you plug in headphones, and you get to play with the dials and the knobs. I do wish I had a bit more bass stock though, but doesn't matter, I can do all that in post. Here is my little camera battery charging dock. Very useful and nice and hidden away, which is all good and handy. This phone here is the OnePlus 3. It is a very lovely phone. I've upgraded from a really shit phone that was nowhere near as good. This is not the 3T, this is just the 3. I bought this one before the 3T was announced, like literally a couple of weeks before it was announced, so when that was announced I was like, ah shit. But honestly, my friend got the 3T and there is not much difference at all. This is the LED controller for my PC, so I can change the colour and whatnot to whatever I want. I'm just going to keep it on purple. These here are my headphones. This pair of headphones is the HyperX Cloud 2 headphones. Very good headphones, especially for the price. They sound great. They're great for editing, they're great for music, and they're great for gaming, especially for gaming, because you can hear those footsteps as crispy as, I don't know, Rice Krispies, I suppose. Moving on, that little box behind the phone, that is my Samsung D3 external hard drive. This is 3 terabytes and uses USB 3 to go all the way down the back. There's like a little, there you go, you can sort of see it there. There's like a little cable pass through down into my PC, which you will notice that there are very few cables for. Now, this is all done through the art of spending fuck tons of time cable managing your desk. Christ, it's a very lengthy process, I must tell you. Now let's up this grain like a bitch and we'll get under the desk. Okay, so once more, you can't really see any cables, but let me try and explain the methodology that I've done with my cable management. So there's my plug right there. That runs Ethernet and 2 power plugs into this leg here, which is hollowed out, and goes up over here. First power thing is there, and then Ethernet goes to my little switch, and then there's another one that runs down into this leg so if I ever had a console or anything, or a spare PC, I could put it there and have Ethernet immediately without having to have any Wi-Fi capabilities. The second one runs all the way along here, down that leg into my PC there, which is pretty cool. This is my phone charger, so if ever I usually have my phone on my left whenever I'm gaming or editing, so if it's low on charge, I just grab this, bring it up, wrap my phone in, and you can't really see any cables, but it's on charge and it's nice and neat, and then when I don't want it, I just whack it under there, and I don't have to worry about any cables being on the desk or on the floor. This is a foot hammock. It is so nice to use when watching movies, especially when watching on my nice 21:9 monitor, which I forgot to mention is curved. Okay, so this is the second power extension thing. This houses all of the plugs for my PC and everything on the right side of my setup. I believe this also houses the monitor plugs as well, both of them. Go around to the actual build itself. I'm sorry if I sound a lot more, you know, cozy and bassy, but let's wipe this open, have a look inside. Okay, specs wise, we have an R7 1800X. That's a 8-core 16-thread CPU, Ryzen CPU that is. This is called by the Kraken X61, which is purring like a kitten right now. It's very, very quiet. These two fans are the Ring 14 fans. They're white LED, although I have the LEDs sort of turned off on them, because these fans only spin when the CPU gets to, I think, like 50 degrees. Next to that, I have 32 gigabytes of 2666 megahertz RAM. I did try and run them in 3000 megahertz configuration, but unfortunately Ryzen still has a few RAM compatibility issues, so I can only get 2666 out of them. So this custom GPU here is a GTX 1080 Ti. This is the Strix edition, which I painted white and got a custom backplate for, and that's my logo right there, so it is all really awesome. I do have a few bubbles on it which I need to pop. I have like this little PCIe bracket keeping it up to stop GPU sag, which I thought was pretty ingenious. I also bought a custom cable kit from Cable Mod and installed that into this power supply. This is the EVGA Supernova 750 watt G2. It's a fantastic power supply. I've had this one since 2014, and ever since then it's been purring again, much like my CPU cooler, like a kitten. Well, not even purring, you can't even hear it. So this is my boot drive. This is the Sandisk Ultra 2 SSD. It serves as an incredibly fast boot drive. Games drive, it's not as good as the 850 EVOs that I've found, but it does a superb job at storing your operating system on here. I have Windows 10 Pro installed at the moment. The motherboard is a Aorus AX 370 Gaming 5. This is the white edition. And there's loads of lovely RGB LEDs all over it, so you know, what's not to like. Also in this PC, in this little basement here, I have a 500GB Seagate Barracuda, a 500GB Samsung 850 EVO SSD, a 250GB Dravo X1 SSD, and finally another 250GB Samsung 850 EVO SSD. So there's a lot of SSD storage in here. I have a RAID configuration with my two Samsung 850 EVOs. 500 gig of that is going towards recording, so I can record at 4K and 60 FPS natively. And 250 gigabytes of it is going to a dedicated storage drive for games. So that's about it for the PC. It's a beastie PC and costs a very, very big amount. Very pricey, this PC, but you know, when you're a boy like me and you demand the best, you're gonna have to pay for it, unfortunately. So yeah, that is my desk setup. It's very nice. Ugh. I did forget to mention something about this desk right here. I bought this desk because this is for B-roll. When it's up against that wall, it slots very nicely against there, and I can shoot like a load of nice shots of computers or hardware or whatever. But when it's here, this is for college work, and so I have another surface to put my tea. Because as you can probably notice, I have a lot of coasters. Yes, a lot. And a lot of tea. I'm British, leave me alone. So that HDMI lead goes all the way around the room in cable trunking, all the way around until it hits the TV, which is where it's getting this signal from. So on there is my desktop, and because I've got a wireless mouse and keyboard, wireless keyboard's over there, I use it both, I can just bring it over. As you can see, I can use my PC from here to watch films or play games with my included Xbox One controller. So yeah, it's a very nice setup. I usually play The Witcher 3 on here. This is a 4K TV, by the way. This one's called the Hisense M3300. It is 4K at 60 Hz, HD CP 2.2, and it's also HDR compatible, which is great. That is a Hitachi soundbar, which I got for a cracking deal of just £10, and it's worth, I think, about 150 or 80 or something like that. I don't know, but it was a good deal. There is another LifeX bulb. Unfortunately, you can't really see it very well. Yeah, this is sort of like the main part. Not main, why did I say main? Such a fucking idiot. But here is a control for my TV. I have like a quick view to Netflix and Wuaki TV. I've never actually pressed that button before. Thank God the soundbar came with its own remote as well, because if it didn't, then, you know, my life would be a misery. Got another coaster here. These are some coasters that my girlfriend got me. It's just pictures of us. She's sweet. This was the Soft Touch Turtle Beach Drift mouse mat that I was talking about earlier. It's a fantastic mouse mat and not too expensive either. This is just, I believe, like a HP wireless mouse. It's nothing special, and I am thinking about upgrading it to that Logitech G900 one. Although that is quite pricey, so maybe I might wait for that. In here, that's just my girlfriend's shirt and mouse, box, charger, condom, and then this bottom one, I've got a soft toy, matches, a few PC components, aftershave, another toolkit, and a few adapters about things. And that concludes my setup. But anyway guys, if you did like this video, then do show your appreciation by tapping the like button. This is a much more sort of like slower-paced, freehand, not much editing involved kind of video, but I hope you guys, you like the sort of old-fashioned style of just walking around my room and telling you what's what. My setup's come a long way, and I said that I would make this video about a year ago and never did, but here it is. This is my setup for now. It will be changing pretty soon, yet again, but I don't know, I like how it is now. It's very functional, it's very personalised, there's so many things that I love about it. Apart from the chair, I fucking hate the chair.